Greetings, social interwebs. 'Tis I, the Scout of Wrestling, Danny Everborn here, bring you yet another episode of Behind the Uniform. This gear for sure genuinely is one of my favorite gears that I've had. I mentioned that all this is designed by me and it's created ultimately by a gentleman. His name is George. He works over at Champ City Gear, and he crushes all of it, man. Every single time I ask him for it, he just gets it right. He gets it even with, I don't know how to explain it, but he gets it with the right thickness and everything. It feels like it'll last you, and that's kind of like what you need here, because you want something tough that'll last you long. So he always crushes it. All the credit over to Champ City Gear. So on this episode, we are going to cover I believe my personal favorite set, a Skadoosh set. First time I wore it was in the May edition of Vice City Slam live at Vivo. I wrestled Joe Garcia, and this was kind of like a different look, because all my other sets were black, white, and red. This one was a lovely turquoise. Who the hell wears turquoise? If I'm not mistaken, this is the third version of the bikers that I started wearing. The first one being black and white and red, and the other one just being red and white, which I'm sure we'll eventually explain that red and white one. I was on a car ride to Pompano, Florida, and I was thinking just about new designs and whatnot, and just trying to figure the look out. That's the hardest part. Thinking about different things that I could use with the whole Skadoosh thing and whatnot, which I totally came up with on my own and definitely didn't rip off Kung Fu Panda. I kind of just figured comic. I've always loved comic themed shirts and comic themed just anything. That old school 80s, 90s comics like that. That was always a look that I always liked. And then with the turquoise and the yellow and the red, it was just, I'm trying to remember exactly where I got the exact thought behind the colors. But I figured that that'd be a good color set, that something that would pop for sure. Now onto the first thing. This is the hat. I always try to think of something cool for the hat, because it's something that makes me different. And before I would wear the Kangol hat that I wear now, I'm currently wearing, I would wear a snapback. The goal that I mentioned in the first video, it was by accident that I started wearing a snapback, but if I'm not mistaken, this is the second ever custom hat that I ever made. Once again, made by Gabby over at Stitches Miami. She makes all my embroidery stuff, and once again, if you would like to check her stuff out, link in the bio. You know how hard it was to find a hat that's blue and has a red brim? It was tough for some reason. I couldn't even find the proper shade, which is something that only bothered me, and I'm sure no one even noticed or even cared for, but it's not turquoise, it's royal blue with red. I was able to kind of find this hat, and it's a great material and it's very stiff, and it lasted me until the last time I wore it, which if I'm not mistaken was in October. Definitely very happy with this. One of the most common questions I would get over at the merch table is, when am I going to start selling this exact hat? Everyone liked the black Everborn crew ones, but people always wanted the blue and red Skadoosh hat, and I never came up with it, and I don't know why. Next, the shirt. Bam! Oh, I probably just ruined that. Hold on. The shirt, believe it or not, was definitely not projected as the highest selling shirt I've ever made, but it is, which is hilarious. I have such a bad incline for what's always going to be the most popular shirt. Oh man, hold on. My mother will probably kill me with, there you go. I have such a bad inclination with what the most popular shirt design is going to be. With this set, if I'm not mistaken, it was going to be a 4 collection set. There was 2 reds and 2 blues, and I genuinely believed that red comic strip one was going to be the highest selling shirt of mine, and it actually wasn't. It ended up being this one, the blue in your face powerful Skadoosh shirt. The first time I ever sold this shirt was at Vivo, and they were gone by the ending of the night. Hell, I think they were gone before the match. People really like this design, and I don't necessarily know why. It's a design I'm very proud of, and funny enough, it's the last design that I did. Normally I'll start, a design will pop into my head, and I'll try to at least begin it so that I don't forget it. That comic strip one took me a while to make, because I wanted to get it right. And I was just trying to think of what other shirt design I can add, because I wanted it to be 2 blues and 2 reds. I just started doodling me doing a punch, and I was like, screw it. I'll just put Everborn on the bottom, the powerful Skadoosh punch, and I was trying to think of something that matches a punch and in your face. So this is the powerful Skadoosh punch in your face Everborn shirt, and it's, I believe, might still be the highest selling shirt that I've ever made. So ProWrestlingTees.com. It's not available anymore. But if you bought it, thank you very much. Next, the knee pads. Oh lordy, these are dirty. These are the jolly old knee pads. I wore these so much, and you could tell this gear was probably the most worn gear that I had out of the collection. When I bought this set, I bought 3 sets. If I'm not mistaken, it was the Overboard Crew one that I reviewed in the last video. This one, and one I've never worn before, and the day I wear it, I will do it behind the uniform. So gotta wait till that. I love the Skadoosh on the knee pads, and knee pads and arm pads never fit me very well, but these fit me actually like a glove. It's a blank knee pad on one, and then a Skadoosh on the other. I know a lot of wrestlers do it, but the wrestler that I always looked at, and the first time I saw someone, or even just paid attention to the knee pad only having one logo on one side and the other one not having anything, was Seth Rollins back in 2018. He had a gear that was all black and it had his red S and R on one. I just always thought that was pretty cool for some reason. I was like, so I always fancied that type of gear, like there was one pad that didn't have anything and the other pad that did. These are the pads and they fit me very well. So next important part, because it covers my junk. The bikers. This right here was the first time I ever experimented with anything different in terms of the logo. I mentioned in the last video that I always have the same Everborn logo because you want to be identifiable with a specific logo. So I really want to change it up with this one, and I added a brand new font. There's a version of this gear that I never ended up making that it was literally designed exactly the same, but it ended up being orange, white, pink, and neon green. That would have been a nice sword. Now, I was just trying to go for colors that popped. I really loved the way these fit. I'm a major stickler for fabric. I get it, people want to have their shiny fabrics and that's fine, but for me, I always go for the superhero spandex. That's literally what I always ask for. I'm fine with the other base little details, like, you know, the stripes on the side and the fabric of the, you know, the black is a little shinier. I'm sure one day I'll want a shiny fabric, but that day's not today, because all the other new sets that I have on the way, they're also superhero spandex. It actually glowed in the dark the first time I wore it. I didn't even know I was glowing in the dark. People asked me afterwards, like, yo, is that gear supposed to glow in the dark? And I was like, haha, no. This for sure, from that time period, the first 10 months before I started the Boy Scout stuff, this was my favorite set. This was the one that I took the most, like, just care of in terms of, like, I didn't even want to wear it all that much. I still wore it the most, but I like hated wearing it because I didn't want to ruin it. It was so nice. It still has lasted me. There's no rips, no nothing. You know, the color still pops. Of course, you know, there's the white obviously is fading a little bit, but you know, now that I don't wear it anymore, it's definitely a gear that I just look at sometimes and I'm very proud of it, because at the end of the day, all this is designed by me. Something that means a lot to me, this gear, especially because this was the first match that I had after the match with Rich Wise where I got my first victory. So it was like the turning point, like the next chapter for my wrestling, you know, my first year in wrestling. So also just a little bonus. I personally love the look of wrestlers in the 80s when they used to wear just like, where they used to wear the boots and then they had socks, no knee pads. I can't do that though, because I hate scraping my knees, so I wear the pads, but I love the look of the socks because it's just something different, because not a lot of people do it now. That, believe it or not, was based off of Boy Scouts. I wanted to wear socks because Boy Scouts had the long socks. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the latest edition of Behind the Uniform. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that little bell notification so that you don't miss any future videos. And I will see you on the next adventure. Skadoosh.